here. Well, if anybody comes on, I'm leaving my work. We have a very bumpy parking lot. It's all graveled and it's got potholes, so I'm gonna get shook around a little until I can get out onto the road. Okay, let's see if we can get this stabilized just a little bit. Oh boy. Trying to get it stable. Oh, got a little break in the traffic. Okay, we are on the road. It's much, much better. First I'm going to pop over to my mom's house. The sun is already just barely went below the horizon, but we should get some of the good evening color as I drive home tonight. And that can actually be quite pretty. Tomorrow I'm definitely going to make sure there's sunrise and sunset in my video that I make tomorrow. But with these shorter days, it gets harder and harder. I actually would have had to left work 15 minutes ago, and I need every penny I can get into my paycheck, so. So that's just about. I'm actually going to go in and stop at Mom's for a second, and then I will be heading home. And I'm trying to keep this thing from wobbling, but I don't have an actual real phone holder. What I've got is one of those little mobile tripods, and I kind of bent the little legs to go around the stem of my rear view mirror. So, and I'm kind of using it to sort of hold my phone. It does a fairly decent job. A little wobbly. But I always pop in on Mom after work. Just say hi, see if she needs anything. Usually don't stay more than a minute, and then I'm right back and on the road and driving home. So I thought I'd just do a little quick pop-up live, and so as I'm driving home, everybody can watch the sky turn orange. Okay, we got 5 people watching and 3 likes so far. Six people are now watching. This car won't go 50 for 1 second, and I'm driving through town in end of the day traffic. I have to go as fast as people ahead of me. Yeah, sure, I will. Slow. Got people turning. All right. Well, we're down to just 1 person watching now. but I got 4 likes so far. That's awesome. We'll see how many views I can get. Sometimes I can get quite a few views on the live streams. Huh? Yep, 5 likes now. I did let some of a few other people know that I was going to try to do a live stream on my way home from work tonight, but since they're on different time zones, some of them might be at dinner, and at least one of them was preparing to go on a road trip. Well, it looks like Mom isn't home. I bet she had to go and pick up Matt again from Dawn. For some reason, CT has not been picking him up for the last 3 nights. Oh boy. In fact, yeah, I gotta pop in anyway, so I think I'm just gonna go back and get parked and wait for her. Okay, Neil. Alright. I'm just gonna park in my mom's driveway and wait for her to show up. Actually, I'm gonna run in the house. I need a couple of things. And I know she'll let me. She'll give me a couple of stuff. Whoa! Gee, tossing everybody around here. Someday I'm going to get a proper phone holder for my car. Something that won't wobble. Okay, be right back. Okay. I'm gonna just sit here for a few minutes and wait until Mom gets back. It won't take her too long. I'm sure she probably left right before I got here. So, let's see if my heater's gonna work. There, warm air on my feet. Oh, yeah, the problem with my heater in my car is the fact that my car has a dual climate control, and the vent, the little flaps that open from cool, vent, heat on the passenger side don't work. They're kind of stuck open on somewhere between the air conditioning system and the vent system. So in the wintertime it blows cold air on the passenger side, and in the summertime it blows warmish air on the passenger side. It's the blend door actuator. It does not work on the passenger side. It's stuck open to outside vent. I actually went and I've closed all the little flaps I can on the passenger side, and I stuck a rag up under, because with it blowing cold air on the passenger side, that was actually blowing over to my side and keeping my legs cold, even though I had hot air blowing on my feet. I've got to watch her video as soon as I get home. That's the only thing, Melinda. I can't watch videos at work, so I get behind. Yeah, they literally have to go in and they have to take the part that is usually broken, because the little gears, they're plastic and the teeth break out. And so you just literally have to take it out and put a brand new one in. And that's the only thing that will fix it. That's going to cost money. Another reason I'm trying to sell my truck. So I went and actually stuck rags up inside the vent on the passenger side that blows on your feet, so it doesn't blow cold air into my car. And I've closed all the other vents. The only one I don't close or put something over is on the windshield, because when I need it to defrost, I actually need it to be blowing at least air. So yeah, we've already got 8 thumbs up. We've had a few people popping in and out, Melinda. And Neil says he's going to be right back. I've got to watch Stephanie's video when I get home. You know, I just feel bad. She's broke her wrist, and I think it's her left wrist, which is, and in the pretty much the same place I broke mine last June. And I was listening to Brandon's live last night, and I would just, let her know I'm praying for her. Because I know what it feels like when you just break it and you're trying to elevate everything and take painkillers and try to get some sleep, and it's so hard. I think when her phone does little updates or apps, they actually log her out, and she has to log herself back in. And it's just like, because sometimes I'll tell her, and I think sometimes she logs out simply because she gets all these little alerts. Tell Daisy that her phone is at 2%, to plug in her phone. Tell, all these little things you get. And so I get text message like, charge your phone. And it's just like, I don't need all that on. And I think sometimes she gets too many of these little alerts. So she'll, instead of telling us to do stuff, she turns it off so she's not getting those notifications. Because I get them too, but I don't bother sending you a text message saying, charge your phone, it's at 25%, or whatever they want you to send, Those can be a little irritating. I don't answer them, and I ignore those, but I sometimes think Mom just gets tired of them. And I don't blame her. Yeah, I need to go in and select which notifications she wants and which she doesn't want. Well, she should be getting home soon. Hopefully she didn't decide to go to the store. Yesterday she actually called me to let me know that she had to go pick up Matthew again. And she's left everything, all her lights on and everything in the house. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. She needs to have the Life 360 on all the time, especially when she's driving. I'd like to know, you know, when she's, like when she has her doctor appointments, you know, for her eye appointments. She has to either go to Idaho Falls or Pocatello, and I do like to make sure she arrives safely where she's supposed to be going. Okay, checking to see if she's shown up yet. Just waiting to see if she shows up. She should be showing up. I know she doesn't like to drive after dark, so I don't see her going to the store or anything. But yeah, I don't know why, and she called the gal who's kind of her contact with Southeastern to let her know that CT has not been picking Matt up this week after well, in the evenings. They pick him up from dawn and take him over to the center, which now has a new name that I can't remember. But they don't pick him up at 5 and bring him home, and they're supposed to pick him up at 5 and bring him home. I know, everybody's hurting their wrist. It's just like, what is going on? People, watch out. There were so many comments on Brandon's live last night. People who are literally breaking the same bone in their wrist and have done that this year so far. There's a couple people like me ended up with surgery to put a plate in to stabilize it. You know? And yes, I when I talked to my doctor, when I first met the orthopedic surgeon, he says, oh, this is a real common break. And about a month and a half later, I know a lady in my church, an elderly lady in my church, she fell and she got a hairline fracture in the same bone, but it was in her right wrist. And she had to wear a wrist brace for like 6 weeks. It wasn't a complete break, but it was a hairline fracture, and it was in that same bone in the same area, and yeah, I'm just going, this has been a little, you know, it's been a year for people breaking their wrists, you know, just tripping and falling, and yeah, and it tends to be, and most of the people I noticed last night on the live stream I watched last night, it's the Eddy family farm. My sister probably has never heard of them, but Eddy family farm, and I've been following them for 2-3 years now. And yeah, Brandon and Stephanie Eddy. And yeah, his wife, they've got 4 kids, and they have a farm now. They just barely got their house built too. They'd waited for 11 years for that house. They had to get on the list to have a house built, and they just barely moved in a new house, which is much. I commented to Brandon last night that it was a good thing that they were now in the new home, because her trying to be comfortable in that little teeny tiny cabin that they have been living in, that wouldn't have been good. But most of the commenters were people my age and older who had been falling and fracturing and breaking, and I'm just going, it's quite it seems to be common in us older folks. We get older and we get to be a little more breakable. Well, we're up to 8 likes now. Still got people popping in and out. Yeah. But yeah. And usually this is one of those fractures and breaks that you see, usually, apparently, according to my doctor, in either elderly people or young children. You know, young kids, they're always tripping, falling. They're very active. And then there's us older folks who might not be quite as active, but, you know, all it takes is just tripping over a rug or tripping, you know, while we're walking slowly. And you reach out to catch yourself and you fall, and yeah, something else to look forward to as you get older, you know, it's becoming more breakable. But yeah, I'm glad Robert's feeling better now. Yeah, 6 months recovery. Oh. I mean, mine still aches, and I've got carpal tunnel issues now, so these, yeah. Well, it's currently 42 and it feels like 32 here. Well, I have been waiting for Mom. I hope she didn't go to Walmart. We're gonna miss seeing the sky turning orange. Oh well. I've been waiting. I need to get home and get dinner. For all I know, Mom decided to go to Walmart and pick up a couple of things while she was out and about. All right, it is getting dark. At least it's getting dark in my car. So, let's see what it looks like outside. Alright. Pick up a little more ambient light from outside here. I wish it felt like 84 here. Tomorrow is actually supposed to get up to about 52 degrees and sunshine, and I'm really hoping, because it was like 15 degrees this morning when I woke up. And I'm really hoping it gets warm and sunny and warms up the hoses I have laying in my yard, because I've got to get them all drained, and I've got to get them rolled up and in the garage tomorrow, and I got to finish getting the tires in the garage, and oh boy, I would like it to be at least in the low 50s with sunshine. Sun is actually pretty warm if there's no breeze. It's when we get those cold breezes. wobbling you all over the place. Gonna make somebody seasick here. Okay, beautiful downtown Blackfoot, Idaho. Used to have the street down here lined with trees. They were honey locust trees, but as they got bigger, they started causing the sidewalks to buckle, so they took them all out a few years ago. It was pretty, though, to have tree-lined street. Well, I'm glad you're doing a lot better, Melinda. I helped my mom through a couple of knee replacement surgeries and a hip replacement surgery. And boy, she got off those walkers and canes as soon as she could. Oh, yeah. We're supposed to have more clouds overcast this next week. Possibility of maybe sometime in the next couple of weeks of getting rain, snow mix. I am not looking forward to it. So I've got to still figure out how to get all my tires replaced. My truck really hasn't had too many hits on it on the listing. I'm going to look up that listing tonight and post it on Facebook, and hopefully it can get some shares and maybe find somebody who needs a new truck or a new to them truck. Oh yeah, especially when you're trying to get around tables and chairs and doorways. I had to use one for a short time back in 2003. I was driving up the old highway to work up in Idaho Falls. I worked up in Idaho Falls then, and it was in January. And the weather had been fairly warm, but the night before, the roads had iced up, and the county I live in, they had salted and sanded their roads, so the roads were just wet. But once I got across the county line and into the next county, they hadn't done anything on the roads. So even though I was only doing about 50 miles an hour, my car decided to go sliding off the road and into a telephone pole. I got a hairline fracture in my pelvis and ended up spending about a month using a walker. It was not fun. And then I used a cane for a few more weeks after that. And yeah, so I've had to do that before in my life. Hi Neil, glad you're back. I'm gonna watch Stephanie's video when I get home tonight. It'll be something to watch while I'm eating dinner. I waited at my mom's for a while to see if she was coming right back home, but I think she decided to go over to Walmart and do some shopping while she was out picking up Matthew. And I I'm pretty sure that's why she wasn't there. She had to go pick up Matt. So now I'm heading home. Gotta head under the freeway and across the new bridge, which is what it's called, even though it's probably been here for most of my life. That's because we got an old bridge that's well over a century old, and that's always going to be the old bridge, and this will always be the new bridge. And I'm trying not to wobble people around, but I'm not wealthy enough to buy one of those really nice fancy phone holders for my car. So I just jury-rig things. Oh, good grief. Anybody gonna stop and let me out of the middle of the intersection? Nothing like having the lights go red on you while you're in the middle of the intersection. Okay. Ooh, we're getting there's now as we're heading west, we'll get more and more of that nice sunset color in the sky. Sun goes down about 5 o'clock now, so we're going to get some good color here. I hope Dean is traveling safely on his little road trip. Let's see if I can get this a little straighter. The sky's starting to turn that nice deep dark orange now, which means things get silhouetted across it. We are currently heading directly due west. Oh yeah, the sky gets so beautiful here. It's flat enough that you really get it lingering quite a ways. I think the moon is getting bigger. Is the moon waxing or is it waning? I think it's waxing. I just happened to notice it's up in the sky and it looks like we got a half moon. Yep, and I'm definitely going to include sunrise and sunset. It may be 14 degrees outside tomorrow morning, but I'll go out and get the sunrise, even if I have to bundle up. We're definitely riding off into the sunset, Neil. I feel like I'm never going to get caught up, mostly because of all the stuff I can't do while I'm working. And when I get home, it's like I got to pick and choose whose video am I going to watch tonight. Oh look, somebody's got a live stream. Hey, well, stop watching videos and participate in live streams. Just all that. I don't know if anybody's got anything scheduled tonight for live streams, but I figured at least I could get in a little bit of a live stream and we'll get some you know, just get some little bit of views. So yeah, tomorrow I might try to video me arm wrestling garden hoses again, as I tried to get them rolled back up for the year. I did that last year. Rolled up my garden hoses and then tried to speed up the video so I could it just goes much faster when you speed up a video. At least for the people watching it. It still takes me a while. Yeah, it's pretty cold. This morning it was about 14 or 15 degrees when I got up at 5:36 a.m. and when I left to go to work it was 16 degrees Fahrenheit. It was cold. We got winter coming. Freezing my buns off is pretty much correct. I probably should wear my gloves so I don't freeze my fingers off as well. I've got some fingerless gloves I can wear. Oh yeah, we've got some nice color in the sky here. Turn that just, yeah, nice color. Yeah, well, luckily I don't think I think it very rarely down to 16 where you live. Where here it's quite common. If I can make this turn down my road without wobbling my phone all over the place. Oh, I think you can see the moon up through my windshield. It's that little bright spot way up in the sky. Yeah, we've got about a half moon almost, it looks like. Yeah, got a half moon up there. I need to watch the road and not look at the moon while I'm trying to drive. Oh boy. Yeah, this is good time of night. Get to see all the nice sunset color in the sky. Almost home, yay! Need to stop and pick up the mail. It's currently 37F and I bet it feels a whole lot colder. And there's my lovely, lovely lilacs, which are shedding leaves all over the place. I hope it's not windy tomorrow. I guess it's always good when you check your mail and there's no bills. Yeah, I prefer to not being cold either, but it used to bother me when I was young. Cold didn't bother me when I was young. But boy, as I get older, I'm less and less cold tolerant. Makes me wish I could build a force field dome around my entire property and keep it warm. I'd never leave. Okay, let's see if I can get my phone off of here. Sorry. Trying to pull it off. There we go. Yep, home sweet home. Here, let's walk out to the garden here. We're really getting that nice dark color out here. Oh yeah. Walk out to the edge of the field here. You can see the moon up through the trees there. Got the moon out in the trees. And then you can just see the whole. Hopefully when Dean watches the replay, he'll enjoy this view of the color. We got some good colors here. Oh boy. And there's home sweet home. I'll watch where I'm walking so I don't trip over the mole tunnels and holes. But there's home sweet home. And it's warm in there too. Yeah. I think some people don't realize just how big a state Texas is, and that you can actually Okay. Here. Well, look at me. Let's see if I can juggle all this stuff in one hand so I can open my door. Oh boy. I gotta open some doors here. Okay. I actually keep a little heater on in my back porch during the winter because that way, when on windy days, it warms up the air blowing through the back door and into the porch before it gets into my house. So, oh, got some hungry kitties who want their, let's turn on some light. Get some light turned on here. See if I can get my coat off with one hand. Try and take my coat off with one hand. There we go. All you have to do is get one arm out and then the other one slides right out. Oh. Trying to keep things from falling. All right. Okay. Yeah, I like it in my house. Nice and warm. Okay. This is what I'm dealing with. And she's not exactly starving. There is still food in her bowl. And Lily's not exactly starving either. So there's food in her bowl. And she's not even eating it all. I think I'm going to give some to Rosie. There we go. There. 2 bowls. Food in the bottom of each of them. There. They are not starving. I know. When you can see the bottom of your bowl, it's so empty. So empty, isn't it? You just are starving to death. Not the fact that she would much rather I just stayed home all day and held her all day and not go anywhere. Yeah. Okay, do you need treats? Huh? Do you need treats? Okay. I keep a canister that I refill. It's got Temptations, chicken flavor, their favorite. There we go. Give a few to Lily. Lily's not a super fond of treats, but she'll eat them. All right. There you go. There, happy kitty. See, she's spoiled. She had to get treats. She needed her Temptations. Yeah, it's really funny, Neil, that you should say that because ever since my last, this last year actually, since my lab mix passed away in January of 2023, and then my terrier mix passed away in June of 2023. But this last year, Rosie is taken to laying down on the carpet at my feet to the point where I put a little pet bed under my desk there for her. I got a pet bed under my desk, and she will lay there. But right here next to my chair, this area next to my chair, that's where my lab mix used to always lay. He used to always lay in this area. She lays there now. That's where Rosie will lay. She'll lay right where Dex used to lay. Oh, God. My hair has gotten to be such a mess. We've been trying to get shelving and shelves and stuff set up and moved around at work. It's a lot of lifting and carrying, and I think I messed up my hair. So now I got to get me some dinner. Oh, I know. But yeah, she does not like me to do anything but, stay home, hold her, cuddle her, sit down, cuddle the cat, because that's my only purpose in life is cuddling my cat. Yeah. Just catching up on some of these comments here. Oh. Yeah, weather here is supposed to be warmish. 50s is warmish. So, oh boy, what to feed me now? This is the time of week when all the food that I prepared on Sunday for the whole entire week is pretty much, I'm pretty much out of all the things I made to eat for the week. So now I've got to sit here and cook something. There's nothing I can just get out of the fridge and pop in the microwave. I gotta actually cook food. Well, hopefully you don't get any snow, Melinda. I do know a few days ago it snowed in northern Arizona, up in the mountain areas, really good. I saw people posting. Places like Joseph City had several inches of snow. And I'm going, okay. All right. Tomorrow morning, while I'm waiting for it to warm up enough outside to go out and do anything, after I come in from filming the sunrise, I'm going to get my kitchen good and clean. I kind of space it all week long. I just let the kitchen go because I'm usually just too tired in the evenings. I just warm something up, have some dinner, sit down, relax, and then deep clean my kitchen in the mornings. Either Sunday morning or Saturday morning, but I'm going to be waiting for things to warm up. I need to put my supplements in that. I need to get my tripod out. Where's my tripod? Is it set up? No, it's not set up for vertical. Oh boy. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can sit you guys down in the tripod. Ugh. I'm not ready for winter weather yet either. And for me, winter weather means cold, snowy weather, lots of snow, lots of, let's see, I'm trying to get this, okay, let's see if I can get my tripod to work. Yep. Well, I think it's gonna work there. Start warming up that. I gotta breathe. Okay, I think I got about 3 in there. I'm just doing some supplements in some water. I got a iodine plus supplement here I'm taking, and yeah, in a little glass of water, about 3 drops. That's what it says. And then I put something for inflammation in here, a couple of dropperfuls. Mix up in my water and chuck it down. It does not taste great. Someday they'll make supplements that actually taste good. Let's see, I need some butter. And I wonder if I lifted up all the raised up all these legs tall. I'm gonna have to shorten them. Yeah. Don't look at my pile of dirty dishes. I'll get to it tomorrow. Give me something to do while I'm waiting for... Okay. I got a tiny kitchen here. It'll give me something to do while I am waiting tomorrow for the sun to warm up the earth and make it warm enough for me to go outside and do something. Woo, boy. Okay. All right. That's going to be a little bright, but oh well. Gotta walk around my table. Tiny kitchen. Yeah. Okay. Get a little butter. In the pan. Oh, gosh darn it. Wish those flies would land where I could swat them. They don't like to. Oh, yeah. Neil, I think a lot of us have gotten caught up in a life explosion. I've actually got a photo on my computer. I haven't changed it yet. It's one I put up for my Windows account. I put it up 10 years ago. My hair was a lot thicker and it was a lot longer and it was a lot darker. And it's like, where did all the gray hair come from? It's literally hasn't been that long. But yeah. It's just like in the last 10 years I've gotten my hair's gotten thinner and shorter, and I see those memories popping up, and some of them aren't from that long ago. Alright, let's get something here cooking. Okay. That's going to take a few minutes. Yeah, I know. Well, I think Neil, the reason you don't get snow is because simply because you get those warm ocean currents that actually keep the islands actually warmer than they normally will, that come up from the south. Otherwise, you might actually have weather more akin to middle Canada. Alright, carrying you guys around. Now let's see if I can get everybody shortened down so we can sit up my chair. Okay, let's see. All right. That one's too short. I mean, too long. Oh, well, that's a little better. Huh. Yeah, my pick is... Oh, hi, Peggy. You'll have to go back and watch the first part of the live where I was driving home. Or the middle part. I did sit in my mom's driveway for several minutes waiting to see if she would come home, about 10-15 minutes, and she never showed up, so I finally drove home. And I did get a bit of the sunset. Yeah, there we go. Gotta turn that thing around. Turn my lamp around. I like a little extra light, but I don't like it shining in my camera. That's a little too bright. It's trying to get it bright, but not too bright. I wish the snow did. Sometimes I wish snow wouldn't land here either, but I think I updated my profile pic a couple of years ago. Okay, getting caught up on comments here. But unfortunately, we do need snow. We are very, very dependent on getting a good snowpack. It's what keeps us from, I still think I got my tripod a little too tall. Let's see. I may just have to shorten it back down. Okay. Sorry to wobble you guys around. I just got to get my tripod a little better. Oh, dang. I got this one leg that's kind of wonky and a little almost broken. Okay. Well, I tried doing that, but it makes it really bright. And then if I do this, yeah, it's, oh well, we'll live with it. We'll live with the bright spot. See if I turn this way. That probably will do much better. So we don't have snow just yet. Oh, let's see. Boy, trying to get these tripod legs to be exactly the way I need them. No snow yet. Let me check here. Weather forecast, projected weather forecast. Here. Let's see, it's loading. It's taking its sweet old time loading. Is possible, soonest is a possible on the 16th, maybe rain, snow. And again on the 18th, and then no more projected till Thanksgiving. Of course, it always snows on Thanksgiving Day, or at least the day after. You'd think that would slow down the people rushing around on the roads for Black Friday sales. Yeah. Nope, I don't order snow on Amazon. We get enough. God gives me enough for free. I don't need to pay for that. Okay, I am going to go check on my dinner real quick. Well, almost there. Yeah, rain's okay, but no snow. Often thought the perfect weather would where it'd be warm and sunny all day long, and we'd get maybe rains in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. 2 to 4 a.m. We'd get a nice rain that would just water everything perfectly, but by sunrise it would be gone. We'd have pretty sunrises and pretty sunsets, and yeah. Oh, yeah. Neil, dinner is still cooking. Huh? Had to check on it. All right. Let's check and see what's going up. Oh, good grief. Okay. Well, doesn't look like there's any live streams. So we can continue this a little while longer. Huh? Oh, I know. Yeah, dinner is cooking. DoorDash would be nice. Well, you'd let that sit and cool for a bit. Oh, I know. There's a lot of people who unfortunately end up paying for their food to go on tours before they receive it. Even in our little town here, Blackfoot, where you're literally 5 minutes from anywhere, there's so many people who complain about their deliveries being cold or going to the wrong homes or houses. There's somebody who literally texted a picture one day. They went outside and there were groceries sitting on their front yard. He said, "Whose groceries are these? These aren't mine. I didn't order groceries." Oh, yeah, definitely. Always perfect weather. Yeah, when we get to heaven, we will always have perfect weather. Well, looks like some of the channels I follow, though, have put out some interesting videos. Looks like DJ Arms finally gave a name to her little calf. Her name is that little tiny calf they got. It's supposed to be a mini High Park, and it looks like it's got a bit of dwarfism going on, so it's probably not even going to get as big as a regular mini High Park. But she's named her Maggie May, which is cute. Okay. So yeah, a lot of videos get caught up on tonight. Well, say during the millennium, that's how things are going to be. Perfect weather, no evil on the earth because it will be taken away from the earth, and we'll have 1,000 years of everything of a perfect world. I could go for that. Not maybe living for 1,000 years, but living in a perfect world. Oh, good grief. You don't ever have to cook, Neil. You just step outside your door, walk for 5 minutes, get dinner, go home. Yeah, it's like they're all 5 minutes away from you, but it takes them half an hour to deliver. Maybe they don't even start cooking it until you order it, so that you have to put in all the cook time. But heck, if you had them all that close, 5 minute walk, you could just go get your dinner. It'd probably be faster. Hmm. Well, that's actually pretty good. Around here, you get so many of places they just buy pre-prepared stuff. You know, if it's shredded cheese, they don't shred it themselves. They buy pre-packaged shredded cheese in bulk. Everything's bought in bulk, and it's already been, lettuce has already been shredded, and you know, basically all we have to do is warm it up and throw it together. A donut shop serving fried rice. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So cellulose is basically some of it can be, but a lot of it is just basically plant fiber. And they won't really tell you what kind of plant fiber you actually have to you can take stuff and send it in and have it lab tested, and it will tell you exactly what it is. And that's how some people have found out. Which is another reason why I'm very leery of cheap supplements, especially if one of the filler ingredients is listed as cellulose. Well, I'm glad. Well, cooking oil for me is either butter, actually organic butter. Yep, my phone says it wants to be charged. Let's see if we can pop that up high enough so I can get the charger in under it. My phone's about to go dead. Let's see. There. I don't know if we're connected. There we are. We're connected. Okay. Okay. Now I gotta adjust I raised my phone up, but now I gotta adjust my tripod again. Ugh. Yeah, I wish I could, but unfortunately, a lot of things I wish. Yeah. And another reason why I don't usually eat at fast food places. You just don't know what's in the food anymore. It's not like it was when I was a child. Of course, when I was a child, that's what, 60s and 70s. So, yeah. Peggy, I think, yeah, you haven't been to a restaurant since 2020. Oh God, was the last time I went out to eat? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember last time I went to eat anywhere. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I don't generally go out to restaurants anyways because I don't have the money for it, for one. But, yeah. Well, since I don't go to fast food places, I haven't gone to them in a long time. Let's see. I'm still trying to remember when the last time I went somewhere. That was a few years back. My brother who lives in New Mexico and his wife came up and they took Mom and me and Matt out to dinner. Well, maybe that was just a couple of years ago. When was it? 21 or 22? Not sure. Yeah, fresh eggs are the best. Definitely fresh eggs. When I can, I've got a neighbor who lives down the street, and when her hens are laying, that is, I can get eggs from her. Right now, they're in the middle of molting and regrowing feathers, and winter is slowing down their egg production, so she doesn't always have eggs. When she does, she usually texts Mom and lets Mom know that she's got eggs, and Mom will drive all the way out here to get eggs. Yeah, that would confuse someone. But yeah, the eggs I get from her, they got darker yolks, the more flavor. They just taste so much better. Cafes are probably much better than fast food restaurant. Some of these smaller businesses, they do tend to do better with the quality of the food that you buy from them. Yeah, I've never really super mastered the art of poaching eggs, but I've done it a few times. They've come out halfway decent. So there is that. I'm still fiddling with this darn tripod. So hard to get it to exactly where I want it. Oh, yeah, that is quite good. But I think the only time I've ever had it was long time ago, once at a restaurant, where it was actually better made than what I can do. I generally have scrambled eggs. Don't rub on the tripod, Rosie. Come here. Come here. Okay, Rosie's got to join me. She's got to join me. She needs her pets. Yeah, scrambled eggs are just easier, especially if they tend to break when you crack them into the pan anyways. It's like, oh well, a little salt, a little pepper, stir them up. Breakfast is done. Yeah, it's like a very lightly boiled egg where you cook the whites, but you're not cooking the yolk. And I do like runny yolks. I like the yolks even on my fried eggs to be runny, but I just don't seem to have the knack for cooking them that I did when I was young. I was such a perfectionist when I was young, and I prided myself in being able to cook the perfect fried egg. Over easy, sunny side up. And now I get distracted, and next thing I know, hi Teresa, nice to see you popped in. How you been doing? Oh, sorry to hear that. Are you home? I don't know if that would work for me, Neil, if I threw it in a pan. At least with the shells. Yeah. I've watched a few cooking shows myself. The people there, they're just really, yeah. Oh, I love deviled eggs. It's the one thing I love. Pretty much, I boil up eggs to have for snacks, and I almost always turn them into deviled eggs. I love them. Okay, you getting down now? All right. Rosie decided she had to get down now. Well, that had to be in quite the treat for her, for you, for her bringing you some deviled eggs. Get all the yummy goodness without having to fix it yourself. Oh, that's my old phone dinging. I use it for a mini tablet. It doesn't have any cell service, but I can get caught up on things. Let's see. There we go. It's still functioning somewhat, so it serves to use it as a tiny little tablet. Ah, I need to find a good recipe for sweet potato. I don't know. Somebody made way back. Let me think. It was back in the early 80s. I went to this restaurant and they made actually a sweet potato salad, and it was very good. And they never would give out their recipe. And I know it had little bits of celery in it, but I'm not sure what all they had in it besides that, but it was always so good. There's this restaurant there above Hamilton, that up in the mountains, and they had the best tasting sweet potato salad, and they would never give out their recipe. It was a secret recipe. The most eggs carried in on a hat? Wow, that is weird. But sweet potato casserole sounds good. Let's see, what is it outside in my yard? Ooh, it's 31 degrees out in my yard. Oh. There. It's gonna get cold again tonight. Wonder, let's see what the predicted low for tonight is. 18 degrees. So remember that. They're predicting the low tonight will be 18 degrees. I'll let you know what it is in my yard when I get up in the morning to film the sunrise. What sweet potatoes are? I just know I like them and they're low glycemic, so I can eat them where white potatoes or regular potatoes are high glycemic food. For some reason, sweet potatoes don't raise your blood sugar levels as high. Celery is pretty much water. Celery is nothing but water and a natural source of nitrates. So if they ever say their food doesn't contain nitrates, but it has powdered celery in it, then it has nitrates in it. It's just a little odd fact. I pick up odd little facts. Well, you're living in one of the warmer areas of the world, Teresa. Up here in Idaho, winter is about to descend upon us. And it's cold, and it's like I won't really feel warm again until maybe June. So I got a few months. We get warm days in the spring, but you don't consistently start feeling warm again until about the middle to the end of June. Then it's room. Oh yeah. Mine of useless information. That comes from a lifetime of reading. Every little thing. I used to read encyclopedias when I was young. So I'm an encyclopedia reader. It's just I'd get curious. I'd open it up and I'd read about some little fact, and then they'd have a thing to look up something else related to it. So I'd be looking up stuff, and I remember when they first came out with some game that dealt with useless facts. I forget what it was called. Oh, it was back in the 80s. I could easily win it because I knew all the answers to the questions. Yeah. I mean, we occasionally get, rare occasions, we'll get a few days of triple digit temperatures, highs in the 90s. But generally it's 80s to low 90s, high 80s to low 90s during the summertime. It's like 3 wonderful months of warmth. Then it's still good warmth, but it's, you kind of, end of September, you start noticing that the warmth isn't staying as long, and the nights are getting a little cooler. Trivia. Yeah, that was it. When it first came out, I could actually win at trivia because I knew so much useless information. Thank you, Peggy, for that. Oh, Melinda, that sounds really good. Oh, I just always picked up on little tiny facts as a child and teenager and young adult, and I'd read the newspapers front to back, and so I knew things, even things that didn't really interest me. But if it was just a useless piece of information, I could usually win. You know them because you read every single written word that comes across to your eyes. Yeah, they do. Trivia games are really good. Anything that works your brain, crossword puzzles, the word searches, it makes you have to use your noggin to look up stuff, which is actually a good thing. Well, Neil, if you're anything like me, you've been reading nonstop. Pointless facts, but they're still facts, and sometimes those facts stick, especially when you're young and have better recall. My brain doesn't want to recall things as easily as it used to. Those little nuggets of knowledge that. Okay, bye, Melinda. I'll get a video. I'm going to get a video made tomorrow. Have it out Sunday morning. But yeah, for me, it was when I was young, it's like I had great recall. Now it's like trying to dig through a murky pond, hoping something bubbles to the surface. All right, good night, Teresa. I'm really glad that you popped in. Oh yeah, sometimes you get overloaded with information. Well, we've gotten 10 likes. That was great. Well, looks like everybody's starting to go to bed now. Must be getting late or early. I guess it depends on which time zone you're in as to whether it's late or early. For me, it feels really late, but it's not even 7 p.m. yet. Yeah, it did. All those little facts. Yeah, you're working on order. I've actually been working on making more of my Christmas scrubbies, since even though I haven't gotten a lot of orders, when people do order them, they'll order 2 or 3 at a time. And so they're ordering, I think, gifts. I know. I've actually, since the time change, I stayed up the first night to 10 o'clock after the time change, just to make sure my timers on my lights in my living room were going off at the right time. But since then, I've literally been going to bed by 9 p.m. Sometimes, 9:30 p.m. I'm usually asleep by 9:30. Yeah, I hope it picks up too. I'm actually making more Christmas scrubbies because, like I said, even though I haven't gotten a lot of orders, people tend to order 2 or 3 sets at a time. So, I only have 6 sets in my listing, a couple of orders can actually wipe me out. I've got a few clocks I still got to set, take off the wall. They're not digital. They're just nice home decor type clocks that run on batteries, and I have to make sure they're working. And then I've got my living room lights are on timers, so they come on and go off automatically. And I had to make sure my timers are all set properly so that the lights are on when I get up in the morning, and the lights go off about the time I go to work. And when I get home, lights are on, and they all go off at 10 p.m., whether I've gone to bed or not. uh, yeah, my kitchen clock and the clock in my bathroom and the clock in my guest room, and I got a clock in my back room, except for I don't know when the last time I checked the battery on that one. It could be dead. But these clocks, they're just battery operated clocks, and they got the cute little home decor type things that say things like family and friends gather here, and the little hands, and they're not self-setting. You have to manually turn this little button on the back. I wish they were self-setting. The only ones that are self-setting is my laptop, my computer, my phone, and my phones. And that's it. Even my microwave and my stove, I had to change them myself. Yeah, if it's not resetting itself, you may have, the battery may actually be getting low. I know on my analog clocks, I know the battery is shot when I see the hand is just jumping and it's not going anywhere. And I'm going, oops, battery's dead, or just about. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the battery could be getting low. Put a new battery in it and see if it resets itself. If not, check and see if it has a reset button. It's just an hour fast now. Yeah. I think I've seen that clip. It's made the rounds of social media, trying to teach kids how to tell time, and on an analog clock with the hands, and they're like, unless they live in a home, they're so used to digital nowadays. Yeah. And then they look at you like you're got spots all over you. Talking a foreign language. But at least one thing I've noticed is, at least like in my daughter's home, they do have analog clocks hanging. They're home decor analog clocks, but they make sure they run, they set, and that the kids know how to tell the time on them. Quarter till and quarter after. Yeah, well, 15, 1/4 of an hour. Yeah. Oh, his parents failed. That was a parenting fail. They failed to teach him correctly. It's a quarter. That's why they call it a quarter. It's 1/4 of a dollar. Have to. Oh, that's a good one, Neil. Well, I do know people who would say half past. They never said half to, but they did say half past. Half past the hour. Except for you don't hear the younger generation saying half past the hour. That's pretty much us old analog thinkers. Hmm. Well, I do hope I can get my hoses rolled up in the morning. I know, you don't actually say have to, even though it's the same thing. You might say 25 to, 22, quarter to. Yeah, they call it military time around here. Most people don't use it. In fact, when people refer to time in military time, I have to actually sit and figure out what time they're thinking of by starting at 12 noon and going up. And then I count on my fingers and I go, oh, they're talking about 3 p.m., you know? So, yeah. Yeah, I'm used to my days being divided up into 12 hours in the morning and 12 morning hours and 12 evening hours. Yeah, I just count on my fingers. Or I subtract however many hours. If they're like saying 21 or 22, I'm going, okay, there's 24, so take away. Oh, that's what time they're talking about. Oh, that's true. That's true. You could get yeah. Don't fly. Oh yeah, definitely. You don't have to worry. True. I just have to figure out what 1300 is. Now, what is that? Yeah. Oh, it's an hour past 12. Yeah, don't fly and you'll never miss a flight again. Okay, well, we've been on almost 2 hours. I need to finish eating my dinner. It's getting cold. It's an hour past 12. Yep. Yeah, that anything past 12 and that when people refer to it, I just start counting on my fingers and they're like, what? I'm trying to figure out which hour past 12 it is. Yeah. We've been on here almost 2 hours. Oh, no problem. You still got in plenty of time to get into a chat, and you can always go back and rewatch what you missed. Yeah, well, if I want to know if it's morning or afternoon, I just look and see where the sun is. Poke my head out the window. You're welcome. So I'll see y'all later, and we'll have to do this again sometime. Y'all have a good night. Or for Neil, I guess it's a good morning. It might be morning there. All right. Good night, everyone.